What if your body was screaming for help weeks before a heart attack, and you didn't even notice? Most people think heart attacks strike out of nowhere, but your body actually sends clear warning signs like unusual fatigue, cold sweats, and even frequent indigestion. And here's the terrifying part. Most people ignore them until it's too late. Today, I'll reveal 6 early symptoms of a heart attack you can't afford to miss. If you've felt something strange happening in your body and thought it was just stress or aging, think again. Drop a comment if any of this sounds familiar, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This knowledge could save your life. Number 6. Unusual fatigue. Imagine feeling exhausted all the time, like you've just run a marathon without even leaving the couch. It's an unusual fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, and many people brush it off, thinking it's just normal tiredness. But here's the catch. When the heart struggles to pump blood efficiently, your entire body starts to feel the impact. This is especially common in women who report this type of severe fatigue up to a month before a heart attack. If your tiredness is constant and seems to worsen for no apparent reason, it's time to pay attention. Now, let's make this even clearer. If you notice that simple tasks like climbing stairs or carrying a shopping bag leave you feeling drained, that's a flashing red warning sign. This fatigue isn't laziness or a bad night's sleep. It's your body trying to tell you something is wrong. The heart is struggling to maintain proper blood circulation, and that affects every part of your body. Prevention is your best ally. So, if you feel this unusual fatigue, don't ignore it. And what if I told you something as simple as monitoring this fatigue could save your life? The key here is identifying patterns. It's not just feeling tired after a hard day's work. It's that persistent exhaustion that doesn't seem to leave you. A practical tip is to keep a symptom journal, noting when the fatigue appears and what you were doing at the time. This habit can be a real lifesaver when paired with a doctor's consultation. And now, let's talk about the next warning sign no one should ignore: when you struggle to catch your breath. Number 5. Shortness of breath. Ever felt like you can't catch your breath, even when you're just sitting on the couch or doing something as simple as walking to the kitchen? That's not just being out of shape. It's your heart struggling to do its job. When the heart can't pump blood efficiently, fluid can start building up in the lungs, making every breath feel like a challenge. This isn't just about being a little winded. It's a major red flag for your cardiovascular health. If breathing feels like a workout, it's time to take it seriously. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine going for a short walk and feeling completely out of breath, even though it used to be easy for you. Or waking up at night, gasping for air, wondering what's going on. It's like your lungs are begging for oxygen, and your heart is struggling to deliver. If this sounds familiar, it's more than just an annoyance. It's a sign your heart needs help. Ignoring this symptom is like playing Russian roulette with your health. So, what can you do if you experience this kind of shortness of breath? First, don't dismiss it as just getting older or being out of shape. Pay attention to when it happens. Is it during light activities or even while resting? Keep track of these moments, write them down, and talk to your doctor. And speaking of discomfort, there's another warning sign that often gets mistaken for something else entirely. Number 4. Chest discomfort. Chest discomfort is one of those symptoms everyone has heard about, but not everyone takes seriously. It's not always a dramatic, crushing pain like you see in movies. It can be a dull ache, tightness, pressure, or even just a strange heaviness in your chest. The problem is, many people confuse it with indigestion or muscle strain, especially if it happens during physical activity or stress. But when your heart isn't getting enough blood, it's going to let you know, and it's not going to whisper. Now, imagine this. You're out for a brisk walk, feeling good, when suddenly there's this tight, squeezing sensation in your chest. You stop, thinking it's just heartburn, or maybe you overdid it. But what if it's not? What if it's your body's way of warning you that blood flow to your heart is being restricted? This isn't something to brush off. It's a call to action, a clear sign that your heart might be in trouble. Here's the tricky part. Chest discomfort doesn't always come with pain. It might feel more like pressure or a dull ache, which makes it easy to ignore. But if it keeps happening, especially with exertion or stress, it's time to get serious. Take note of how often it happens, what you're doing when it starts, and how long it lasts. Now, let's talk about a symptom even more confusing, one that disguises itself as a simple digestive issue. Number 3. Frequent indigestion. Here's a symptom almost everyone ignores: indigestion. You might think it's just that extra slice of pizza or the spicy food from last night. But what if I told you that frequent indigestion could be your heart crying out for help? When blood flow to your digestive organs is compromised because your heart isn't pumping efficiently, you might experience pain or discomfort in the upper abdomen. And the worst part? Over-the-counter remedies won't help. Picture this. You're sitting down to enjoy a meal, and suddenly you feel this uncomfortable burning sensation in your chest or stomach. You reach for antacids, thinking it's just regular indigestion. But what if it keeps happening, even when you're eating clean? What if the discomfort lingers, making you feel uneasy and frustrated? That's your body trying to tell you something's wrong. And when the heart is involved, ignoring the signs can be fatal. So, what should you do if you're experiencing this kind of indigestion? First, don't just assume it's something harmless. Keep track of when it happens, what you're eating, and whether it improves with antacids or not. If you notice a pattern, especially if it comes with other symptoms like chest discomfort or shortness of breath, it's time to take action. But indigestion isn't the only sign your heart might be struggling. Let's talk about something most people never connect to heart problems: how well you sleep at night. Number 2. Sleep disturbances. Sleep. It's supposed to be the most peaceful part of your day. But what if your restless nights are more than just stress or bad habits? Disturbed sleep could actually be your heart trying to send an urgent message. People with heart issues often find themselves waking up suddenly, gasping for air, or simply struggling to fall or stay asleep. And if you have conditions like sleep apnea, your risk of a heart attack just skyrocketed. Imagine tossing and turning every night, your mind blaming it on anxiety or poor sleep hygiene. But what if your heart is fighting an uphill battle to keep your blood circulating properly, even when you're lying down? This constant struggle could be triggering those restless nights. And the crazy thing? Most people just shrug it off, thinking they need a new pillow or a different bedtime routine. It's time to wake up, literally and figuratively. The smart move? Track your sleep. Notice if you're waking up breathless, sweating, or with chest discomfort. If poor sleep becomes a pattern, it's a huge clue that your heart might be in trouble. And here's something to consider. How often do you find yourself sweating excessively without a real reason? That's right. There's another warning sign you need to know about. Number 1. Excessive sweating. Sweating is natural, sure. But what about those cold sweats that show up when you're not even exerting yourself? It's like your body hits the panic button out of nowhere, leaving you drenched and confused. This excessive sweating, especially during minimal activity or even while resting, can be your heart's way of saying something's seriously wrong. And here's the kicker. It can happen up to a month before a heart attack strikes. Picture this. You're sitting at your desk, just working or watching TV, and suddenly you feel cold sweat breaking out on your skin. It's not hot. You're not working out, but there you are, feeling clammy and uncomfortable. That's not just a random body quirk. It's your cardiovascular system struggling to maintain proper blood flow and oxygen levels. Ignoring it is like ignoring a fire alarm because you think it's just a drill. So, what can you do about it? Start by noting when it happens and what you're doing at the time. If you find yourself sweating excessively without a logical reason, especially when paired with other symptoms like chest discomfort or unusual fatigue, it's time to act. Talk to your doctor, get your heart checked. And don't just chalk it up to stress or being out of shape. Your body is smarter than you. Think. And now that you know all the signs, it's time to put the pieces together. You've just learned the 6 early signs of a heart attack. But the real challenge is, will you take action before it's too late? Are you going to keep brushing off that unusual fatigue or those restless nights as just part of getting older? Your heart is talking to you. It's time to listen and do something about it. Here's your next step. Pay attention to your body. Track your symptoms, ask questions, and most importantly, talk to a healthcare professional if something feels off. Prevention starts with awareness. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Drop a comment if you have questions or want to share your experience. Your story could be what saves someone else. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We're here to help you protect your heart and live a healthier life. Are you ready to make that change?